Let's head to Dallas. Dak Prescott is getting MVP attention and was compared this week to Drew Brees and Peyton Manning. His offense is ranked 5th overall in the league, and the Cowboys QB was asked Thursday if he agrees with teammate Amari Cooper that this is the best that he has played. Take a listen.
I'd say yes, I think it is, but there's a lot more to go. And I feel like each game that I go into, I'll get better and better. And I think that's the way that I attack life and I attack the preparation and just this game. And not only me, but this offense and this team will do the same.
So, Marcellus,
what?
Do the Cowboys have the best offense in the NFC?
Look at all them pregnant pauses you got when you're reading, including the beginning. That was a 9-month. That was 3 trimesters right there. All right. It's like, you going to read?
Q would help.
You better recognize. No, they don't have the best offense in the NFC. And this is no slight to the contenders. Let's talk about the real contenders. It's Arizona, it's Dallas, it's the Rams, and it's Tampa Bay. Like, let's just stop playing. However, I'm going to go with the Rams offense as my favorite offense in the NFC. Now, the stats support it to a degree, but what fully supports it is when you start to look at the individual components. Okay, let's just go here. If you talk about a quarterback right now, who has the most arm talent? Who is the most natural thrower of the football? Who can get you the big ball but still be efficient? I would go with Matthew Stafford, and I would take him over the other contenders. Yeah, I know Tom Brady's in there as well, but I'm talking about taking the lid off of a defense. I kind of want to go with Matthew Stafford and that third-ranked scoring offense. Now let's talk about in terms of who is calling the plays, who's in his ear. Would you want to go with Kellen Moore, or would you rather go with Sean McVay, I say? Yeah, I'd rather go with the offensive genius versus the up-and-coming offensive coordinator. And last but not least, the running game. Like what Tony Pollard is to the Dallas Cowboys, I like to look at Henderson as he's the guy that they already know, when healthy, is the guy for the Rams. Obviously, they got Sony Michel in the building, who's been doing good in his spot duty and relief, but if you look at the individuals of this offense, I would actually rather go with those pieces in comparison to the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas Cowboys in the conversation, of course. Top 4 NFC, of course. Talent laden, yes. But if you want me to answer this, I got to go with those Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll go with the Los Angeles Rams, but no, to answer the question, no, the Dallas Cowboys do not have the best offense in the NFC. I'm actually surprised. The pregnant pause was, I can't believe we're asking this question, to be honest with you. It's like, right. What are we doing here? Because
ignorant.
To your point, I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals simply because I am going to go with proof to this point. In terms of balanced offense, they are number 2 in all of the NFL, and they also have the talent to back it up. Yeah, you can go with arm. I'm not going to argue that with Matt Stafford, although I think there's still something to be demonstrated there. But the fact of the matter is, when I look at Kyler Murray and what he's able to do as a dual threat, what they have in terms of running, what they have as receiving, I look at the entire package. I look at how they've scored, the balance in TDs from rushing and passing. All of it says that as of right now, the Arizona Cardinals have the best balanced offense in the NFC. And the Dallas Cowboys, to your point, Marcellus, are not second. They're not third. They're at best fourth. And a case could be made that they are just sliding into the top 5. But I don't know. I have this feeling that Bucky might be going in a different direction. I will actually be shocked if he does not.
You already know.
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? See, because, like, Rick, just because, like, basketball is your normal thing, I know you know talent. And so I'm so blown away by that assessment. And Marcellus, like, you were playing the league, and so I know you know what talent looks like. And so when we talk about best offenses, I think we should break it up by units, right? So we're breaking it up by units. We're breaking it up.
Let's go.
And we look at quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers and tight ends, and then offensive line. And when I look at the Cowboys dominate all those categories against all those teams that you talk about. They're the most complete offense in football. When I look at, Marcellus brought up the LA Rams. the LA Rams are nice. Matthew Stafford is a nice player. But then when I go to their wide receivers, I'm looking at Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. They're better players than Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. I'm just saying.
In production, not this year.
What is better individual players? We're talking about talent. We're not talking about yards and how it's generated. Running backs, Henderson and Sony Michel over Zeke and TP. Come on, that's done. We're done with that. Offensive line goes to the Cowboys. The Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray is fantastic. He's on a great pace. So we can talk about that being a debate and a conversation. Running backs? You don't even know who their running backs are. I don't even know who their running backs are. They don't give the ball to the running backs. So we'll take that off the table. DeAndre Hopkins is a great player. But A.J. Green just had his first 100-yard game in like 3 years. We can't put him in that conversation like he's a great player. Their offensive line, they can't hold up versus pressure. So let's remove that. The only conversation it is between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the deciding factor comes down to the quarterback. Dak Prescott is playing at a better level, at a higher level than Tom Brady right now. That is the deciding factor in the debate. The running back goes to the Cowboys. The other stuff we can call a push. The Dallas Cowboys clearly are the number one offense in the NFC. I don't even know why we're talking about it. Like Rick said, why are we even having this discussion? They're number one. Give them the title.
Well, look, I get a piece of that why we having this conversation, and I think the answer is because it's not adding up. You're right. If you made me go to right now a local park and just see all these players coming from those 4 teams we mentioned, I'm drafting a gang of Cowboys. And then I'm going to look at my record or I'm going to look at my production and say, what the hell's going on? Like, I thought I got the best players. Like, why is Cooper Kupp over there lighting it up? CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and you got Dak Prescott, so don't act like that. Look, I'm not sneezing at either one of those guys, but Cooper Kupp is doing something special right now, and that's in part because of the relationship with him and Matthew Stafford. That is something you got to respect. You also got to respect that when you talk about these teams, it's not just about yards. Like the Dallas Cowboys are outpacing my team, the Rams, in yards, but not in points. It's weird. Like, okay, go between the 20s. Look cute, look cute, look cute. Maybe be behind in some of these situations. But when it comes to getting to the pay dirt, the Rams are the ones that could do it. Just think right now, NFL. If someone just took us to another planet and said, I want you to download your NFL memories of 2021, I ain't gonna lie, dog. It's gonna be a lot of them bombs from Matthew Stafford. It's gonna be like, boom, Matthew Stafford, boom, Matthew Stafford. It's what highlights from the Dallas Cowboys. Seriously, Zeke scoring from the inch line 2 times on Monday night. Like, that's not gonna do it. And I know Dak Prescott has returned to form and looks greater than he ever looked. However, I just don't see it totally adding up in terms of their firepower and explosiveness. But with the Rams, not only are they meeting expectations, some would say this early on, they're exceeding expectations.
Bucky, you are a true believer. This is why I love having these conversations with you, especially when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Because I'll look at it and go, I don't know how he's going to do it, but I know he's going to do it. He's going to make something out of this. He's going to find a way. I'm glad you compared Dak Prescott to Tom Brady because I see some other similarity, and it's not just how they're operating as quarterbacks. It's how they're operating when they're under pressure. Dak Prescott clearly either doesn't trust that ankle or does not want to get hit again because as soon as there is pressure, he is going down. Tom Brady's the same thing. He knows I'm 40 plus. I want to fight to live another day. How you are going to take away from Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals that they have a quarterback that can run. Are you making the same argument with Lamar Jackson? Like, you can't count their rushing game because they're getting a lot of their rushing game from their quarterback. I don't care where it comes from. They've got a rushing attack that balances out their offensive aerial attack. So how and where that comes from, I really don't care. But let's not forget that these offensive numbers that Bucky is pointing out and all this talent, you know what? They ate against the Eagles. That's the biggest reason that we're having this conversation. In the division, Dak Prescott is everything that you say he is, Bucky. But we go outside of that division and things change just a little bit. When we play a legitimate defense, things change a little bit. And I dare say we're probably going to see that this weekend when he goes up against the Carolina Panthers. So all that I hear about Dak Prescott and what he's doing, yes, through a certain lens, it is accurate. But you just jumped to this assumption like Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in this conversation. And I can't make that leap of faith right now based on what I've seen and who they've played.
See, there we go again. We got these analytics